Guys, we are gonna make weekday braciole. And by that I mean the easiest, best way to make braciole. And braciole is a wonderful Italian meal where you have basically like little roasts and then you make it in a simmering sauce. It's really good. Typically it's a Sunday supper, but I'm showing you how to make it a really easy way. All right, so let's do it. Sachi's with me. Hi, Sach.
Hello.
And she's gonna help, and we're gonna chit chat about it a little bit because she knows all about this. She was raised on it, I was raised on it. So here we go. So we're gonna do, you're gonna get some beef round roast that's cut thin. And typically it's like carne asada. Everyone who knows, who lives in Southern California knows about the carne asada cuts. It's very similar to that. You could find it pre-cut at the store. If not, just have them cut it for you, or you can cut it yourself. I'm gonna start by, we're gonna use the Instapot, or what do you call it, a pressure cooker, okay? So I'm gonna start on saute mode and just get that to be heated up, okay? And while that's heating, I am going to, and I'm also gonna use a little avocado oil just to get it kind of going. And the reason why I use a little bit of avocado oil and not olive oil is because olive oil I use for flavoring. Avocado oil can stand a high heat without burning. All right, so let's do it. So you're gonna separate all your little flaps of meat here, okay? And then I have prepared for this meal, it's really simple, all in one pot, a whole head of garlic that has been minced, okay? I'm gonna use quite a bit of it. So you're gonna put in each one a little bit, and since I'm using this whole thing for this recipe, I'm just gonna spread it. So every little roast or braciole gets a little bit of this wonderful garlic. Just spread it down. And you know what, just to make it faster and easier, maybe I won't do all 6. Now this is a whole head of Italian parsley that I have just cleaned and chopped the little heads. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of Italian parsley, well, a pretty good amount, into each one. Now, I definitely recommend that your parsley be fresh. I also recommend that it be Italian because it's much more flavorful. No bias, just facts. All right, so now we have Parmesan cheese. Okay, so a little bit of Parmesan cheese in each one of these cutie pie little roasts. Okay, here we go, easy, easy. And now I'm gonna do salt and pepper. And first I'm gonna just clean my hands off just a tiny bit. All right, so a little bit of salt. It could be any kind of coarse salt. I'm just doing this because it's just easy. And I don't have to put my hands in it. And then I'm gonna do some fresh cracked black pepper. Okay, now here's the trick. You're gonna get some twine. It could be cooking twine, it could be regular twine that you find. Either one's gonna be fine. And Sachi cut them for me nice and long because I didn't wanna like come up short when I'm trying to do this tutorial. So what you wanna do is take the shorter end and you're gonna roll it into the longer end, okay? So you roll it, see, like that. I'm gonna do that to each one. Roll, roll, roll. Really easy. And I'm trying to be quick so that you could realize that this is a really easy meal. Now, we're gonna use the pressure cooker because I really like the way the meat is just so tender and melt in your mouth. And typically this meat, like a round roast or beef, is not really tender at all, and you would have to do bay leaves and all this other junk. This does all the work for you. And you can make it in the morning, like set it and just keep it warm until it's time to make dinner. Like right now, it is not time to make dinner, but I'm making dinner because it's easy. Okay. So now that you have it all rolled up, you just take, like, see what I'm doing? I've done this 1,000 times, so it's kind of funny to talk about it, but you're just gonna roll, okay? And then you're gonna roll. Don't worry about the ends being open, but it's always nice not to have them open. And I just kind of double knot it like that. You can cut off the string shorter, but for purposes of making this quicker, I'm not gonna make it like perfectly pretty for you. Okay, so I'm gonna roll, roll, roll. And I could tell that my pot here is hot, which is good. You really want it to be really hot when you're starting to saute. And if your pressure cooker has a saute do it because you want to brown the meat because you want all that flavor cooked into the bottom of your pot because that's going to help make the sauce. And we're going to do the sauce like a Sunday sauce, except way easier, right in one pot. And I know it's like, it's crazy for an Italian to talk like that, like how dare you, but I'm telling you, this is a worthwhile shortcut for a weekday meal. You're not sitting there simmering sauce on a Sunday. That's a lot of S's. Like my Nonna used to do. Every Sunday when I was a child, I would eat dinner at my grandma's house, my Nonna's house. We spent all day there after church. We would go to Nonna's house and hang out, and it was boring, I'll tell you that, but we figured out stuff we needed to do. And the saving grace is that we could eat Nonna's dinner, and it was always a sauce. If it was braciole, it was a fancier meal. But there was always a meat, and you would use like bones, beef bones, to really create a lot of extra flavor. But we don't have time for that, and we don't need to. We can create all the flavor that we want in this awesome meal just by doing this. So let's do it. I'm not even gonna cut off the strings. The strings are gonna get cut and removed after. So here I go, I'm gonna put them in. I think maybe I should remove the strings. I'm gonna fake it, fake it. You guys get the gist. So I'm going to cook these by browning them throughout, and then I'm going to show you my quick sauce with 2 cans of sauce, which are what? These are like 16-ounce, 15-ounce cans, some quick seasonings, and if you want to look at what I have here, down here on my herbs for the sauce. So I have fresh oregano from my garden, and I also have basil from my garden. Now, I'm gonna go rogue, and I'm not even gonna have a string to this because I don't. I'm just gonna throw it in. I'm gonna see what happens with that. It's fine if it opens. I'm not too worried about one being open. It's no big deal. So these are my fresh herbs. I prefer fresh herbs for my sauce. You do not have to. You could be like my husband and use the Italian seasoning mix. Go for it. Do it. Just make sure that you have some oregano in there. I do not like dried parsley. I don't even think it tastes anything like real parsley, but if you like it, you should do it however you like your sauce. Okay, so as you can see, we got some action here and already some browning, and I want that stuff on the bottom that's happening. And you really don't want to use a lot of oil. You just want like a dab of oil, because it's not only is it not necessary, but I don't want a lot of like water down there. I want all of the browning and the char to happen at the bottom of that pan. And anytime you cook a sauce or a soup, you want all that goodness cooked at the bottom, because you're gonna lift it up and deglaze the pan. The pressure cooker will do that for you, which is pretty awesome. Okay. I want it pretty brown because I want more. See this one? Oh, this little dude. You'll see why you need to keep it closed, but that's okay. It's fine. For these purposes, I think it's cool to see how it's gonna come out when it's done. So I want it pretty brown, and it's probably gonna take just a couple minutes to get that done. And the only other ingredients you need for the sauce, check it out. 2 cans. I'm probably gonna get some water because I like to have a little bit of water, but you don't really need it. Salt and pepper. And crushed red pepper. Okay, these are my other ingredients that I'm gonna use, along with the rest of the garlic. Now, Sachi, how many cloves are in here? Like, would you say like 10?
Yeah, about 10.
About 10 cloves of garlic you use for this, because that is the reality of real Italian cooking. We do not use 3, we use like a ton. So this could be like 3 cloves left. That's going in the sauce. I'm probably gonna put all these herbs. I don't need to. I could always save some of this parsley, so I'll probably use like even parts parsley, oregano, and then I'll save this as like a garnish. So I'll put it in a little, I'll seal it up so that it can be fresh on top if anyone wants it fresh. And then this would also go on top. I'm gonna show you how I do it just with cooking pasta like spaghetti. Okay, I think we're ready. So Sachi, you wanna take a peek? I like this. This is good. It could probably be a little bit more brown. But can you see it without all the steam? Like,
Yeah.
See all that goodness at the bottom? Okay. So I think we're ready to roll. So now that we're done sauteing, I'm just gonna shut that off. I'm gonna press cancel and just shut that part off, okay? Now, watch this magic happen. The braciole are very rich and kind of heavy, right? Because you have this little beef roast going on. So the sauce is gonna end up being a little bit lighter. And what I mean by that is it's a little bit thinner, not like a super thick sauce. And Sachi was saying, because I made this the other night, that she really liked it, right? Sachi liked it that way. Because it's a nice balance. Now, if it's Sunday sauce, it is not really, it's not thin. But I think this is a good balance. So here we go. I'm gonna put both cans right inside. Okay. Now, I wanna get all my oregano, all my basil. Oh my gosh, this smells. I wish that you could smell this because it smells amazing. Now, I wanna go kind of hard on the salt. So here's all my garlic. And the reason why I want to go hard on the salt is because the braciole were barely salted, right? And then to me, and the sauce is not salted at all. You do not want to use any kind of sauce that has any other ingredients or flavoring. You want just tomato sauce, that's it, okay? So I'm gonna add, and to make it interesting, I'm gonna use kind of the more coarse pepper, just a little bit, just to add a little something. I'm gonna add regular pepper, just all around, go all around a couple times. Okay, and then we like a little bit of spice. I feel like even if you don't like spice and you have little kids at home, a little bit of crushed red pepper is going to accentuate the flavor of your sauce. We like it spicy. I'm gonna put in that much, okay? It's just a nice little kick. So now, you must use a wooden spoon just because it's just part of the deal of Italian cooking, right? You gotta have an Italian wooden spoon. So I'm just going to kind of bring that in, okay? Just kind of mix it. And of course, we know that the pressure cooker is gonna mix it in there. And because I like that this is all covered, we could add a little bit more water. So if you're gonna add water, this is your measuring cup. You're gonna add this like halfway and pour it in. That's it. If you wanna add water, you can. All right, so this is it, my friends. Let's put the lid on. I'm gonna go to meat, and I'm actually gonna go to 40. I'm gonna go to 40, I would say between 40 and 45, and just because I'm feeling like I have extra time and I'm not too worried about it, I'm gonna go to seal and I'm gonna go to 45, and it does all the work. I'm done. I don't have to touch this thing. See that? Okay, so when it's done, I'm gonna show you how it all comes out. We're gonna take off the strings. I'm gonna show you the sauce. I'm gonna show you how I cook pasta or spaghetti, and we're gonna have ourselves a little meal. All right, so I'll see you when it's done. It's gonna be awesome. Okay guys, it's time to make spaghetti. I'm gonna show you how I do it. You ready? Let's go. So, I have one package of pasta, spaghetti. It says to cook for 11 minutes. I don't trust it, I don't believe it. I always start 2 minutes before that time. So I'm gonna check it at 9 minutes because I like my pasta al dente. Cooked, not soggy, al dente, okay? So, we got a roll and boil. Check that out, it's rolling. Now, a lot of people are shocked when they see how much salt is used, but this is the deal. If you want to do it the right way, this is the way, all right? So, you take, of course, salt. That's about as much as you're gonna put. I know it seems crazy. For one pound of pasta. And then for spaghetti, you know, you don't need a super tall pot. You're just gonna put it in. And then use your tongs to gently fold in as it's wet. You know, it'll start bending. Let me use my left hand since I'm a lefty. Sorry about my elbow. and just kind of get it in there, okay? You do not need oil, you don't need anything else, just the pasta as is. All right, now once it's all in there, it's all in, okay, I'm gonna keep it going at medium high, and then I'm gonna put my timer for 9 minutes, and then I'm gonna check in 9 minutes. And I'll let you know. Usually I have to try one, put it in for another minute. It's just this whole deal, this whole ordeal of making spaghetti. And then I'm gonna have that shown with the braciole, which is looking so awesome. Okay guys, our sauce and our braciole are done. So while I have the pasta cooking, I have the spaghetti going, I'm gonna show you how it turned out, and it is so awesome. So come on over. When you open it up, it takes about an hour. You're gonna see the sauce. Look at how perfect it is. I mean, I'm stoked. So all you do when you first open it up and all the, you know, the steam and pressure has come out, you just kind of use your spoon and you go like this. You go round and round and round and round and round. And because you want to incorporate everything, because the way that the pressure cooker has pressure cooked your sauce, you want it just to make sure that it's completely combined. This looks amazing. Okay, so just to kind of, you know, make sure that we don't spend all the time in the world untwining them, I have already taken the little twine off of these and I put a little sauce on top, okay? And I wanna show you what it looks like, what I mean by a little roast. So I'm just gonna cut into one of these. See that? Can you see what's happening? With the garlic and the sorry about the dogs, and the parsley. It is, the flavor's so good, my mouth is kind of watering a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so here's one that comes right out. You take it out, and you take your little kitchen scissors and you just snip. And what's funny is I need to use the right hand scissors on my right hand because I'm lefty and sometimes they get all messed up. Okay, so that's it. You see how easy that is? And of course you just set these aside. I already set all these other guys aside. And then what you want to do is get your sauce. Okay, you could put it back in the sauce to keep it warm, or you could just ladle some more right on there. So that's what's happening with that. Just wanted to show you that little trick. Now that it's all ready, I hear my pasta going. We're gonna go check and make sure that it's ready, and we're gonna put it together as a plate. Okay, here. Hello. Oh, okay, you hear that little ding? Here I go, I'm shutting it off, okay? Now, I'm gonna bring this over there so you can see how I put it together. I'm not draining the pasta because we like it wet and al dente, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So in just 1 second, I'm gonna put the plates together. Okay, you guys, it's time to plate our braciole with spaghetti. Let's do it. So like I told you, I'm not straining it. I am cooking it for 10 minutes, so 1 minute less. I'm doing this, putting it in a bowl. You can make it cute and do a little swirl if you want. I know my family, they want a little more than that, so we're gonna go ahead and put a little more. So there's your swirl with the tongs, make it cute, because why not? Now we're gonna put on the braciole, okay? Everyone gets at least one. But because some of these are kind of small, I'm gonna go ahead and do 1.5, okay? That's looking nice. Now I'm gonna set these little tongs, I got double tongs, okay. Gonna get a little of the sauce. I'm gonna pour it right on. Oh my goodness, this turned out even better than the last time I made this. I mean, this is like on point. So, Sachi, what do you think? A little Parmesan?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a little Parmesan, boop, boop. And then if you want a little parsley, why not put some on the side? What do you think about that? Is that looking good? Mm-hmm. So my friends, this is it. Braciole spaghetti, how I do it on a weekday, not on a weekend. Easy breezy. I hope you love this. All right, I'll see you later.